think, mostly I would boil it down to the winner, and it is important, especially when it's their first ever win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you there. I mean, remember Rey Mysterio's journey in it as well was pretty good. I mean, it's one of those tough things, but I do think that a lot that is down to who wins it and how they win it, because I've seen some, Matt, where it's been pretty diabolical, the ending, and not very memorable at all, the way they did it. So, yeah, that is important. I mean, it's like the year Brock Lesnar won it. Brock just kind of went in, and I remember the last person he eliminated was The Undertaker, and it was just like, oh, that's that done then. Just to sort of get him over the line. And he was the babyface at the time, he was going in against Kurt Angle. But, it's definitely the way it's executed does make a hell of a lot of difference. I think if there's, like when we reviewed recently, Matt, of course, our 20 back one, the one thing you'll notice with that Royal Rumble is that the style has certainly changed, Matt. Like now, and a lot of people they write into this. They especially did last year, and they said, why is it that the guy that comes in has to get all their spots in against everybody? Like everybody just waits to take a turn to get hit, and then they get to the finisher bit, and then somebody else takes over. Like that sort of repetition happens all the time, doesn't it, man? That formula, like they've got to get away from that a bit and stop doing that, because it does get a little bit stupid after a while, doesn't it? Where you're coming in and like showcasing yourself every time. I hope that they don't do that so much this year, and they have more of a dominant stance in it. What do you think about stuff like that, Matt? Is that something you've noticed more, and WWE do that a lot more, or is that just us reading too much into it as we're too analytic? Do you think?
Yeah, there's almost like a level of expectancy with those kind of things now. Like when we see certain characters coming in, we see Kofi coming in now, we're like, oh, what crazy things are you going to do this year? And if he doesn't do one, people are disappointed, like, oh, he didn't do anything. But realistically, you can't pull off crazy stuff like that every year. And then, you've got other situations where people are in a feud, like we saw with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. You see one person where you're thinking, oh, when's their nemesis going to show up and throw them out? Because you're half expecting it all the time. You don't need those kind of things, You're not just going to wait around for the next big guy to come in. And then when there's a big guy in the ring, you're thinking, oh, well, they're only going to get thrown out by ex-big guy, you've got Braun Strowman in the ring, you're thinking, when's Big Show going to turn up, because they want to do that stare down, and you're thinking, Braun Strowman might eliminate the Big Show. You want to do stuff that's different. You don't have to wait around for spots. The Royal Rumble match should be diverse enough. 30 guys, any combination of superstars fighting each other. You shouldn't have to worry about rivalries and all that other stuff in there.
Yeah, there's another question about it I've just seen come up. This is from RX2. He says, what's the chances of this ridiculous thing happening as per usual? There's going to be a Raw and SmackDown tear up between the two, like they really care about their own brand. Do you think this should happen this year? My answer to that would be absolutely not, because it does make zero. It's like there shouldn't be any of that, should there, Matt? Realistically, like, do they really care about their own brand, or do you think they will go with that?
No, I don't really think so. I mean, we just recently come away from the Survivor Series, and we had all that there. We saw all that there. And to be honest, like, the main people in there that people are worried about that might win this, Goldberg, Undertaker, Brock, to be honest, I think they could care less what show they are on. So, it would, like, Undertaker shows up on both, Brock shows up on Raw because that's where he drafted to, but I don't think it would really matter to him. Same with Goldberg, so I don't really think it should play too big a role in the Rumble.
Sure, yeah, I'm with you on that one. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, here he is, Jimbo, rest of squad number 9, Matt. You knew it was coming. Hi to you both. I'm looking forward to the Royal Rumble still, but do you think WWE may book a trade-off on the show, meaning they will give us utter shock in the Rumble match, but Roman then has to win? I've seen WWE do this a lot. I felt it at Mania 30 when Taker lost the streak for Bryan's victory at the end. WWE seem to like doing these trade-offs a lot, and this would make perfect sense right here. Also, I heard you talk about legends coming in the Rumble. Who would you both pick if you were in charge as the perfect legend to show up and get the pop? Okay, a couple of questions there. Matt, obviously, he's talking about a trade-off. Would you be happy with that trade-off at the end of Royal Rumble night?
Well, I wouldn't be happy with it, but that's the worry, isn't it? That's not strictly off the books, and that is the worry. Because if Roman Reigns wins, then there's only a handful of people that are going to fight him, at Mania, and we're looking at a real short list of 2 people here. We're looking at Strowman or Goldberg.
Well, I think that's what he's saying. I mean, he's saying, like, if they gave us an utter shock for the trade-off of Roman, would people be more accepting? Would there be a bit more of a balance? But I still think it's a bit dodgy to me, even if it's like someone really out of the blue that would be like, whoa, give you that great moment. I just don't see Roman. But I don't know. I get what he's saying, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? Because coming against Roman, like, he's supposed to be the face. You'd have to make an entirely new heel to fight him.
Yeah.
I don't think it's enough time to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. So, any legends spring up that you think would get a big pop, Matt, in the Rumble that you could think about bringing back?
There's only the obvious ones, isn't there, now? With the recent connection to Kurt Angle, I think loads of people would just, like, lose it at the thought of Kurt Angle coming into the Royal Rumble, but then that's a hell of a lot of expectation on him to do that. The only other one than that I think of is, he's not strictly a legend, but the only person that isn't currently with WWE that if his music hit during the Rumble and the roof would blow off would be CM Punk.
Yeah, totally with you there. Totally with you. I'll tell you what, I'll throw because we were talking about him last time, and he did main event the Alamodome last time, and so there would be a 20-year thing. I'll say Psycho Sid. Let's have him come out like he did at Raw, just to see him. I don't think he's done a Rumble appearance. He's done a Raw before. He'd done like an old school Raw. So I'll say Sid just for the nostalgic feel of 20 years ago when he was there against Shawn Michaels. So that'll be my pick. I'm sure he'd get a massive pop if Sid's music hit. Okay, let's go to let's take the last couple of questions before we move on, guys. This is from DX1. Guys, I want to request this is a funny one, Matt. You'll like this. It's all started from you here, Matt. I think we've got a bit of a following for this. Guys, I want to request, if Braun wins, you have to have the cover of Monday's review show as Sam from Game of Thrones, please. So, I heard you make a comparison some time back. Also, I think Goldberg will be eliminated by Samoa Joe. I've heard it on good reports all over the place. This is what WWE are planning to do, and then they will face off Joe versus Goldberg, and I think Brock versus Rock. So he's really on one here. DX1's got his own huge booking going ahead here, hasn't he? Really, Barney. Ahead of time. But yes, I'll tell you what, DX1, I think we'll say now, Matt, if it does happen, we'll put Sam up from Game of Thrones. Alright, there you go. People will be looking at it like, what? He's not him. That's not Braun Strowman. He's not the same guy. I'm sure I'll get that. But just because it's been on here, and Matt, I remember you saying that a while ago, it is like Sam with a beard, Braun Strowman. So yeah, Braun wins, he goes up as the cover. Last question then, Joel. I can see WWE going with Finn Balor. Do you think this will be a good move? I think we said in the past, Matt, that it perhaps wouldn't be a good move straight away, getting back and winning it. Seen it go wrong before, but then he's got to be one of the favourites probably as well, Matt, isn't he, if he enters this thing?
Yeah, I'd say I'd put him in my top 3 of likely potential winners. I know he's not even technically back yet, but I'd say he left as a champion, so he can sort of jump straight back into the title scene without too many questions, I guess. It's just the whole thing of a guy that was been injured coming back and then winning the Rumble. I've seen it so many times now, it's getting a little bit tired. I just like him to see it go in a different route this time. We've had so many bad Rumbles now. Let's try something new.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Totally back what Matt said. Okay, well, let's move on now then, Matt, with the Royal Rumble match itself. Obviously, we've been talking about it quite a bit, so we don't need to go too heavy on it. But the match itself, Matt, we're hopefully expecting something good tonight, and something something good to come out of it where we come away from the entire event, Matt, feeling, like, wow, we can't wait to get on that road, that vehicle towards WrestleMania now. Whereas the last 2 times I've come out of it, I've been a bit like, not again. I don't want to feel like that. So obviously we know Roman Reigns isn't in the Royal Rumble match, Matt. So we've got to take that straight out. So I know in the last few times when we've got to this point and we've tried to preview it, Matt, we've always had that there, haven't we? We've always had to sort of talk around it. We haven't got that now. So we have got a variety of different wrestlers. It is very open, I think, to who could do this, and there are lots of different ways. First of all, mate, I mean, Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, they've been the centrepiece for promoting this Royal Rumble. They were the first guys sort of that were, made into it from just after Supposed to. So there's been a hefty build-up. Me and I don't know about what you thought, but I just saw these 2 guys as just sort of ripping each other to shreds in the match, but not actually winning it. Is there any real chance of WWE saying to themselves, right, Goldberg, he is the guy just for this year, like we're going to give as much as we can, we're going to get on the back of the wagon with this and ride it as hard as we can into WrestleMania because he's been doing well on what he's been doing on Raw, or realistically, physically and all the rest of it, can he do it, Matt, even if that was an option?
The problem now, isn't it? I mean, I've got to say, as in regards to Goldberg, he's never been known for his longevity in the ring. His matches are usually on the short kind of side of things. If he was to go distance, he'd have to have a lot of help in some way or another. He'd have to miss quite a chunk of the Rumble, I would also say. And with Brock in it as well, so early on, you'd think that the way Brock had his last match, there would be an incredible amount of animosity in him, If we've seen Brock at a vicious stage, you'd think coming off a loss, he'd be, livid. He'd want to rip this guy. So you'd think that they would just go at each other, straight away and be quite physical. You'd think that'd take a lot out of them. I would be looking at, an early elimination for both of them from someone that can capitalise on that. And if it is someone like what was mentioned earlier, like Samoa Joe, that's excellent because that gets him over great, for his first kind of call up. And that's the way to make stars, like we talked about many times. They have trouble doing this. It doesn't hurt Brock and Goldberg to be eliminated in such a way. And also they can continue their feud, do whatever they do, and then you don't have to worry about repercussions for the guy that eliminated them. Yeah,
I'm with you there. Just a side note about Brock Lesnar, Matt. What do you see when you saw Brock come out on Raw like a couple of weeks ago, and he came out and what did you see? Did you see a babyface Brock Lesnar? Because I was kind of picturing he's almost a babyface the way he come out and the way Heyman introduced him and the way he reacted to the crowd, really sort of cheering himself on and getting in there. It wasn't like it was Brock Lesnar up against Goldberg, the way he handled that feud. What did you think of that? Or was that just Brock being Brock?
Yeah, no, it was a weird situation, wasn't it? Because he came out there, it wasn't like he was just beating down the bad guys. He was laying out like Roman Reigns, and if you're going to lay someone out, then that will get you over. So it was a weird situation. I always say, he was a little bit on the face side, but he's always been that way, I guess. Even when they try their hardest to make him a bad guy, he's got a big following.
Yeah, just want to throw that one out. Now, of course, we spoke about Braun Strowman, so I don't want to talk about that too much. Of course, like I said earlier, if he does win, Sam from Game of Thrones goes up on the poster, don't worry. Randy Orton, what is the chances of him? I know you said a while ago, Matt, he is the plan B, the go-back person, but surely, God, that's been overdone there, and, winning this would, I don't know, I think I'd find that a bit poor, but is there value to have him winning, do you think? Would that be something that you would enjoy, or am I the only one that's not seeing it? What would you say on that one?
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm going to enjoy it. I would say, for me, it would be a little bit of a surprise, though, because lately Randy's been on a bit of a slump, hasn't he? I think he's been pinned back-to-back, three SmackDowns in a row. Yeah. That's a little bit strange. So it's difficult now, isn't it? I would say say that going into the match,